to grow, so get to know me. Keep your head up, I want you to grow.
Singing in the shower is all fun and games until you get shampoo in your mouth.
What?
Then it's a soap opera.
No contest. Wait, serve something, nigga. The world been dying, days is number, check the climate.
Episode. I was at Rey Mysterio's appreciation night at Smack on Raw in Madison Square Garden, and she faded this man 3 times. He's beating your father in front of you, and I can't touch her because she's a. So if she grabbed Drew McIntyre's sword and started stabbing Rey Mysterio, he gotta stand there. My papa, and he can't do anything. That's ridiculous.
Mother told my truth, I shake that fake shit. They praise you, then minimize you behind you. Just know I notice you.
It kind of goes into my whole spiel about music and everything like that. The game related stuff.
Why'd you elongate music? This man said music.
Because music is powerful.
Music. Why are you elongating? You don't.
Because it's music.
What are you, a cow? What
It's music. It's not music.
I'm pretty sure there's only one you in.
Yes. You have to put emphasis on that music.
You're weird. You know, you're being weird right now, bro.
Yes, I am very weird. Call them monkeys. No, they're just alphas.
The best, man, please.
That sounds like something Russell Wilson would call him. Hey, Shermanator.
The Shermanator. The Shermeister.
Shermeister. The hell is a crocodile death match? It is better than either that or the Washington Light Kids. Just have a bunch of light kids out there.
What are you gonna do? Have Drake as your mascot?
No, they're gonna have what's his name? The dude that did Classic Man. He'll be their logo. Yeah, Jadena.
People I don't even know. They say it's lonely at the top, or maybe then I'll focus on things that's more important and let whoever think whatever and just keep it moving. These niggas won't work on themselves, they'd rather see you losing. You'll never see me losing.
Enough of the code switching. The hit in my soul, been on the ropes. I'm ready to grow, so get to know me.
So dope.
Yo, what is going on? It is that time again. This is Unbounded. Welcome. I'm your host, as always, Mr. Pop Tarts, the truth. Along me, I got my boy, the Outlier, and I'm going to let him go ahead and introduce our special guest today.
Okay, so today we have a very special guest. I met her a week ago, and since then we've had some very engaging conversations. She is a local hip hop artist. And a regular artist, as long as we're hip hop artists, you know. But she's by far easily one of the most talented people I've ever met. With us today, we have Simi Sun. Simi,
Hi.
how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, we're really glad to have you on. So basically, today we want to talk about something that all three of us share a love for: music.
Yes.
We all share a great love and appreciation and respect for music. So, how did you find your passion for music, being being an artist of that genre?
Sheesh. Well, for me, born into me, like I grew up in a household where she was in the choir. I had an auntie who was at that same church. So I was always at church, like, little church baby. And I was just always around. So, the piano and just, being a little kid doing that whole thing. And my mom, just the things that she was listening to, I would listen to a lot of her music too, which was like the 90s, SWV, Escape. And then with my father, my him just playing a lot of like old school music, and then my other father, my biological father, him playing a lot of like it just was in my family. So yeah, it was just it's in the blood.
I know that's right.
Same. Like I can recall people playing, like my mom playing like CeCe Winans, Yolanda Adams, and my dad playing James Cleveland and you know, like
Yeah.
Georgia Mass Choir and those brands. So what genre do you mostly focus on when it comes to your music?
As an artist, I pop and soul, like alternative R&B. I somewhat alternative too. So that's really what I focus on as far as what up in that alternative space. I don't like to box myself in too much, but it definitely is hip hop. It's definitely, and I spit. So there's that. But as far as what I listen to, that is a bit more diverse. So like what I like to listen to R&B, but I also like to listen to a lot of different like nuances within that, like lo-fi. That's really big. Let's see. Even sometimes like it's a lot. Pop music. I grew up loving the Spice Girls. Like
Yeah. Yeah. You got what you got? Yeah. You seem like you have something like that.
So when you are in the process of making your music, what are some things that really helps you out in your writing process? Is there like a certain atmosphere that you need to be around, or is it that you can just come off the top of the head and say, okay, I like how this sounds and just write it down, or how do you go about it that way?
so for me, it varies. Like a lot of times I don't necessarily have to be in a certain space, but then when I think about it, I'm not really in like I've had jobs where I used to work at Enterprise. I was like a car prep. I'd be in the car like writing songs, that whole thing. So pretty much if I hear it somewhere, I might step to the side and like, put something I'll record. If I'm putting myself in that mode of writing, I still like old fashioned, pen pad, and I like to just write it out, whatever comes sometimes. And then I'll go back and I'll write it out, clean it up. Yeah, a lot of it is just kind of like whatever I feel and channeling. But I've been working like writing as more of a okay, this time at this time every day type of thing. Sometimes it's just what flows.
Do you find it sometimes hard to get in a certain mind space with all the, as far as music goes, where do you find yourself sometimes distracted by what goes on around you sometimes when it comes to music? Or
Yeah,
how do you eliminate distractions?
yeah. Um, a lot of times, like the constantly incorporating that into my life anyway. So, like maintain that meditative state, that mindful state, so that I'm kind of always like that. That is my new It doesn't mean that there's not times where like anxiety is still through the roof. So when I have those moments, my toolkit, so to speak, my spiritual and mental toolkit, and I'll do it. Like, yoga has really saved my life for a lot of things. A lot of times that's my solution. Like a quick, just doing some breath exercises, doing that whole type of thing. EFT tapping, where you tap on different like meridians while you breathe, and you say whatever it is, you follow that up by like, but I love myself anyway, and then you do another part. It's more positive affirmations, and you just follow up with like, I love myself anyway. So I kind of do that, learn how to just let some things go that's beyond my control. Like I might get ready to write or do something, and so at this time, so it's like I might be right in the mode where I'm getting ready to do it, and if somebody decides they want to do whatever while I'm trying to record something for YouTube or whatever the case is, headphones, or it's just wait till another time. Like a lot of it is like, and Wusa.
So being a fan of music that you are there any albums this year that have stood out to you as far as like the best?
Right, because I'm not gonna hold you. I have not, like, this year, I have not really been on what everything has been going on, like, at all. So I'm not even gonna lie to you. But what that I checked out was Kendrick's album. I think that album is really like avant-garde. Like, I've heard a lot of people be like, yo, I cannot listen to that album all the way through. Like, this is not what I'm about. That wasn't really what I was looking for anyway. That album really resonated with me because, like, me changing my name to Simi, just like around like July. So just getting people familiar with the name change. I resonated with that because I felt like this ain't about y'all and me dropping the dopest bars and me having the dopest. This is what I feel like I need to say. Like, I felt like that album was very much for him, and that's whatever they got from it. And I feel like as an artist, that shit was important. You know what I mean? Because especially like hip hop artists or any artist that's trying to take the art and be a professional with it. Like, okay, well, you need to do the business part and you need to be getting this many streams and this many views and this many, that it just reminded me that it's art first and serves whoever it serves. Or even if you coming from the aspect of, like for me, coming from the aspect of help and heal so many people, well, first it's got to help and heal me. And so I really rock for that reason. So yeah, that's one of the ones that stuck out to me.
What right in my head, hang on. I had my question and then lost it. So yeah, I understand that because I listened to the album. It definitely was not what I expected personally when I heard Kendrick was releasing a new album. However, I did find things about it that I enjoyed. Personally, one of my favorite songs that resonated with me was the song "Crown," because he has in that song he has the line and he repeats it over and over again. I can't please everybody.
Yeah.
And that really stuck with me personally because like I'm definitely the kind of guy who wants to like do everything I can to make sure everybody is happy, even to my own detriment. So that definitely resonates with me in a way for that. Do you believe that? So I imagine you've seen in the past of like I think it was like Anthony. When was that? When I think Young Thug and Gunna got caught up in a RICO case, if that was correct, right?
Yeah, that was
this
sometime this year. Yeah, that was all this year.
Okay, so like they got caught up in a RICO case, and the thing about it was the prosecution was using their lyrics against them to like have them spend jail time. So I want to know, as an artist in that genre of hip hop, where do you feel? Do you think that should be possible? Because I know you have the thing of like free speech and all that, but I was listening to this video from Dr. Umar earlier, and he said that artists should be responsible for their art to an extent. You know what I mean? Yes, they create the art, but they need to like present a real, and they need to present a version of it that is not necessarily presentable to everybody, because everybody ain't gonna like your stuff. Right. But it's presentable in a way that can deter people from doing what they're doing now, because some people make the kind of music like the gang music and shoot 'em up music that we really don't need in life right now. They're making that kind of music and then saying, but they're not living that life, And so what do you feel about that? How accountable do you think artists should be held for their music, especially in rap and hip hop?
Well, I personally think that accountability is really important. Like it's interesting because freedom of, especially of like just getting out the message and getting out truth and whatever. Can't nobody tell you. I'm also big on using music, like I said, you know, for like catharsis and for getting in touch, difficult to touch. So it's not like, you know, it gets tricky because I don't want it to be. I never wanted to about this and because of accountability or whatever role we think somebody should be playing, where we put him. However, I do think that art is so, you know, as far as the spirituality and the disconnect between a lot of things, a lot of things that we seeing with like so many things that's happening to society. I feel like that's another into play. You know, like when you look at music, it's like you need to be able to renew as your art, yes, but once you put it out and allow other people to access, you are now putting out a certain energy that you created as a creator, because that's the lane you decided to step into. So you being in creator mode, you decide to put something out. There's an effect for that. It's like you can't be responsible for people who are super fanatics, whatever their words, and do whatever they want to do with them. But I think that there's a level of when artists are just like, don't do whatever, I'm not responsible for that. I think it's just kind of like, even if you are, because of the platform that you chose to be on, and I think it's like it's then maybe being professional with it or having these super large platforms, maybe that shouldn't be the focus, because you got to admit that you're wanting people to listen to it. You're kind of, and so I think that there is a level of accountability that needs to be had, but it can get real sticky, you know.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying, but you do believe that at some degree, to some small degree, artists should share, like artists who are putting out that kind of music should share some responsibility to a degree.
Yeah, to a degree. As far as like lyrics being able to be poured and all of that type of stuff, yeah, that's very interesting. You know, it's a difference between having metaphors, and this is where you gotta, when you learn and study your craft, you know, you learn a couple of things and you can realize like our literary art forms, metaphors, similes, you know. So school was okay. It helped me to out. So if I'm going to do a metaphor, I'm going to say something that's a comparison or something that's happening that's different. Or if I'm talking about how I feel about myself, that's different. If however, somebody passed away or and I put, you know, little so got murdered with the whatever, we did it, and I was here at this time in this place with these, I don't have no sympathy for that. You know what I mean? Because there's an accountability that has to be had. So yeah, I feel like you kind of made your bed and you got to lay in it in that sense. Things that you say, regardless if it's a, you know, an official company holding you accountable or whether it's just karma. So yeah.
And I've said it quite a few times, especially up here, how I believe that music is one of the most powerful tools that anybody could have in their hands. And when you start to see what is being pushed out now, like I told you before we started, I work in middle school. And so there's a lot of things that I had see that comes from a lot of songs. Like, I don't know if you heard about this dance called I forget what it's called, but it's a dance that's making fun of of somebody who was basically stabbed to death.
I remember you sent it to me, and you said you blew up on your kids because they were like.
I didn't blow up on my. I didn't not on them, just in general, and they were understanding of my frustration about it because it's ridiculous. And Naughty Bob is the name of the dance.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna lose my mind looking at it. Hang on.
I never heard of that.
And this is what the young generation is looking at, and a lot of his stuff is coming from the New York drill scene. I'm guessing. And this is what they're telling me about. They're telling about all these guys up there. I can't think of the names that they've been telling me about. But I asked them, why do you find this appealing?
Right.
Like, of all the things to find appealing, you're finding this music that is celebrating taking away another life. And I can't understand it at this age. And hopefully they begin to understand it. But when you think about who is watching you and who's listening, especially children, I think it really makes it even that much more an important thing to really be aware of what you're putting out in that respect.
Yeah, that is definitely like, you know, I didn't even know that. So they got like a dance where they pretending to. Okay, so like that's wild to me. Like, what's the purpose of that? What is the purpose of that? So if somebody was saying like they're making a song like that and they're expressing themselves, then it's like they have the right to make that song and express themselves, and that's their art. But once you put it out, have whatever happening, or you know whatever the outcome is of that song, that person would be somehow kind of held accountable. You know, not necessarily jail time or whatever, or however that goes, but yeah, like some level of accountability. You know, this is being put on the masses. Like it's crazy, but at the same time, like I asked about somebody who might make a more adult song or something like where you were talking about, you know, adult issues and like sexually, but like sometimes adults go through things where they feel like, you know, suicide or, and let's act like, you know, that's a human emotion. Kids go through these things, and so where it's like that, where I feel like it also goes back to censorship and sometimes like what are they exposed to anyway, but that's a whole nother situation, a whole nother subject. But that I think that is just like a big gray area, to be honest, comes into play, because that is wild to me, the fact that you're saying that. But if people kind of, if it was more like respected and kind of, you used to have like a craft, people would like study other artists, study whatever, and now it's just like, you know, you got it's a whole genre like influencer rappers. So I didn't even like literally people who are just influencers, and because they influencers now they just gonna be rappers, not because they grew up with such and such as their favorite album, but just because I got this many followers, I can do this, so I'm gonna just do it and make money off of it. And because that happens, the soul, you know what I'm saying, it's a soulless type of situation. So when you don't have a soul in it, a lot of wahala, you got a whole bunch of craziness going on. You know what I mean? And I think that's the issue where you see, like, you're not even really loving art. You know what I'm saying? Medium for real. Like, go do something else. And I think that's kind of, you know, it's kind of been this thing where you can just get in and get some money, get some clout, and once you can do that, you can say or do whatever you want, and just decide that I got this many people backing me up, so therefore it's art, and it's not really. So yeah. Have you guys heard about? I was talking about.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The Steve Lacy thing. Have you guys heard or talked about that? Like with him, with his concert. So he had like a sold out concert. Steve Lacy, or I don't know if it's basic or sideways.
Oh wait.
He played.
I think I did.
Yeah.
Run that back.
He played.
It's breaking up in my ear.
Didn't he like quit halfway through his thing or whatever?
I don't know about that part.
Oh no. Oh, I see. He smashed the camera on stage.
Yeah, but that wasn't even the part. Like, it's a lot with him. Like I guess those are all separate stories where he basically sold out his whole show, but none of them knew his song. Like this many people would spend that type of money, and it because so to speak. But I guess because they were saying like it was so popular, the song literally only knew the part that was on TikTok, and then you just hear the crowd kind of fading out. So they got like clips of that full of people who don't even know the song. They've paid this amount of money to they hijacked the ticket, all of this, and you got a sold out audience who doesn't even know your art. So that's why he be doing stuff like with that phone, threw a phone at him on stage. Because some artists will take your phone and then they do this. And I get it. I get why he did it. Like, I'm not here for you for that. And don't throw nothing at me while okay.
So do you think basically going from there, do you think that with a lot of this, because I'm starting to see a lot of the songs that were popular when we were growing up, they're starting to come back on TikTok, and you're starting to see a lot of people, and even with some of the newer songs, they'll know the parts of the songs where they went viral from sounds. Like Fetty Wap just dropped the cover of Yams that was originally done by Masego.
Okay.
And so now I think a lot of people are going to look at that, even though the word is starting to get out, but people are still believing that, oh, this is Fetty's song when Masego made the song last year.
Right. I remember when he dropped it.
So do you think that's going to be an issue where people are not really getting the full message instead of just that 10 to 15 second part of the song?
Well, here's one thing I've always said. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here's one thing. I always said clout is a disease. I've always said clout is probably a bigger disease than we like to think it is. Because just like what he said, people are giving Fetty Wap credit for something. He did a cover of the song, but he is not responsible for the creation of the song. Like you were saying with influencer rap, they're getting clout, and then people are going to these concerts and being confused.
Yeah.
I don't. That's not. I don't know who spends that kind of money to sell out to go to a place and be confused.
I personally don't want to go to a concert unless I know at least 10 songs. Like,
right.
Okay, like the people that open up the show, then I understand that you don't know the songs. That's cool.
Right.
But if the person's headlining the show, this is like, and I don't know if this doesn't bother anybody else, but it bothers me because I see it all the time where these people are wearing shirts of artists and bands that they can't even name a single song from.
And then they call it gatekeeping. They'll call it gatekeeping.
Okay, cool. So I'll gatekeep.
Why gatekeeping?
No, because like they'll say like, well, just because I don't know it doesn't mean I can't wear the shirt. They'll look at it as like, they'll look at it as like, well, they'll look at it as like they'll think of it as like you're gatekeeping fashion, whereas like we don't care about the shirt. We care about the fact what you're wearing on the shirt means something to me. Like if I see somebody wearing a Run the Jewels shirt, right? If I see somebody, and I love Run the Jewels. They're one of my favorite groups. It's Killer Mike and LP. If I see you wearing a shirt and we're sitting close enough to each other to where we can have a conversation, and I ask you, I like your shirt. You know who Run the Jewels is, and you tell me who is Run the Jewels, I'm gonna look at you like you crazy. Cause I'm like, what? Why are you wearing the shirt if you don't know who the band is? And then they'll probably look at me like, is that a big deal? It's like, yeah, because what are you doing? That doesn't make any sense,
And it might be an ego thing because I think it is a problem when I come to you thinking, oh snap, you got something in common, and then I end up looking the fool. Then I'm gonna feel some type of way because I was like, dang, I really thought we were about to sit here and have a whole conversation. Now you looking confused, and now I'm just sitting here looking like an idiot.
Yeah.
Now
we walk off my head down.
It happens. It happens. Yeah, it is a very interesting thing. Like, not really knowing the music. Like for me, like you like the songs. Like I've been to shows and been invited to shows where I know I'm going, and I'm like, I will sit there and be like, okay, I need to know at least like 3 of these, and I'll study just so I can have some type of joy to show. Like, so I can't relate to that either. I feel you on that.
And
What's
even
what's
I even checked
what's
it
the
was
best?
like the under people, like when I went to the Earth Gang concert, there was Duckworth. Never heard of him. I was like, okay, let me go check him out, and now I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Duckworth's not bad. Duckworth isn't bad. I was gonna ask, so what's your while we're on the topic of concerts, what is one of the favorite concerts that you've been to? Actually, we're gonna go around the room. What's your favorite concert that you've been to, Simi?
Favorite concerts I went to between J. Cole.
I'm jealous
Probably
already.
J. Cole first.
Already.
Did you say J. Cole was over?
No. J. Cole's my favorite rapper. I just never seen him in concert yet.
Okay. Yeah. I
The
like
goal is to try to get to Dreamfield Fest though, so hopefully I can do that.
like probably like twice. No, 3 times. I seen Cole in concert like 3 times, and so I got to say that was a dope experience. And Erykah Badu's concert was also one of my favorites too. But,
yeah. And what about you?
I have a few. Ari Lennox.
mm.
The second time I went to see Big Crit. The first time I saw Big Crit, he walked up on us and I didn't realize it was him. And then I'm gonna say the JID concert. That was him and Saba.
Oh, those some good shows. I haven't seen none of them in person, so that's lit.
Yeah. My goal is to get to 2 concerts. I want to see Griselda in concert. That's West Side Gun, Benny, and Conway. I gotta see like at least one of them, either at least one in concert, or hopefully they all on tour together. But that's one goal. That's my goal. But my main, and also I want to see Black Thought in concert. But my favorite concert I went to was in August. Anthony and I were supposed to go to this. We went to DC. I went to DC and saw Run the Jewels and Rage Against the Machine at the Capital One Arena. It was good. It was really good.
Okay.
It was really, really fun.
Well, he's talking about concerts you want to see. My two that I definitely want to see is Smino and Cole.
Smino.
And he's supposed to be in. I'm trying to see if I can find one of these tickets, either in Charlotte or Maryland. But their tickets been selling crazy. Him and JID.
Oh yeah. I need to.
I just got
luckily for you,
tickets going on sale or something like that. So
I'm a bit disappointed that none of them are coming to Virginia this time. Like Ari just dropped her tour dates, and her DC and Maryland dates are sold out.
Who is she going on tour with?
I don't think she's announced who she's going on tour with, but I'm happy I got to see her before she got like huge.
That's lit though.
Lord and Mercy is they are selling them tickets sold.
Yeah, I'm glad though, because I've been felt like why y'all.
She deserves it. She's a very talented singer.
Definitely would love to see her for real. Like that would be lit. I would like to see her.
Showing me all these pictures of like Janae Eiko and who else it showed me? With somebody else, I was like, nah, this is her right here, and I showed her Ari Lennox. Like that's her. I mean, no shade to the other 2 artists because they're great too, but it's something about Ari.
I love Janae Eiko.
It's just something about Ari.
Yeah, what's the album that stood out to you this year?
The album that stood out to me this year. It was a lot of albums that really. So I've been really listening to Smino's album a lot. it's really starting to really grow me even more every time I listen to it. I told you I've been more in the R&B wave as of late. A lot of hip hop is I'm kind of not as quick to go listen to a lot of rap albums, but Smino's album was really good.
For me, I can't get enough of Black Thought cheat codes, Black Thought and Danger Mouse cheat codes.
Okay.
I can't get enough of it. The only reason, King's Disease, because I already have my albums for the year. So every year, Anthony and I do an end of the year show where we cover our favorite albums of music. And if you're welcome to join us if you would like to at the end of the year. But I have my 15 album set. The only reason, and this is kind of a bit of a spoiler, the only reason that I didn't put King's Disease 3 by Nas over Cheat Codes is because Cheat Codes had no skips for me.
Cheat Codes had no what?
No skips.
Oh, no
I did
skips.
not skip a song on Cheat Codes.
Yeah,
I went through it like 5 different times, did not skip a song.
Okay.
Did not skip one.
Yeah. That's part of the rubric.
Yeah. But one thing I think that was good. I wish I listened to a lot of and shout out Anthony, shout out to our friend Isaiah. Actually, all three of our friends Isaiah. Shout out to him for putting me on to Karangbin.
Yes.
Because they
Hold on,
dropped.
who now?
So again, he put me on to.
Now run that name back again real quick.
You said what?
Run that name back real quick.
Karangbin, KHRUANGBIN.
Bet.
I listened to them. Well, we heard them at that party, Simi, and immediately I was sold. So for the entire week, I listened to nothing but Karangbin.
Yeah.
And bro, when I tell you, it's most of the stuff I have saved on my phone is from like last year and the last 2 years. They would easily be in my top 5 if they dropped something this year, which they did, but I'm not gonna hold you.
They dropped something in September.
I listen to everything in order. If I find a new artist, I like to listen to everything in order. So I listened to everything in order, and like that last thing they dropped just didn't hit like all that other stuff. But that other stuff though was some heat. It was some heat. It was like this lo-fi perfection.
Oh, so it's lo-fi?
It's lo-fi. Like,
okay.
Well, how would you describe it? How would you describe it, Simi?
It's not so much lo-fi to me. I mean, it's kind of really got that retro, like that 60s type of vibe. They kind of do that. Like literally, I was listening to a song the other day that was from the 60s. I was like, yo, this sound like. So to me, they kind of give me that vibe, like where they meet like funk, soul. I was like a little bit of disco. They give me that type of vibe. Yeah, but it is very chill.
Yeah, it's definitely a great vibe. It was a great vibe, bro. If you haven't listened to him, bro, I'm telling you, we're telling you, check him out. Check him out.
Oh, you thought I was playing? I already have it on my screen right now, ready to listen to as soon as we get off.
What album is it? Is it a song? What album is it?
I'm actually on the page of the. It's a band.
It's a band.
Okay.
It's a band. It should be 3 people.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I'm looking at the picture now. It's literally.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's it. Yeah, you want to start with The Universe Smiles Upon You. That's the first album. Con Todo El Mundo is the second one. Then Mordechai. First of all, I ain't gonna hold you. That's a dope name.
Mordecai, sir.
Hey, Hey, I thought it was. I saw the ch and thought it was, and thought of chai tea. So I said more to chai. So although it is, now that I think about it, it's kind of
with
more to
the with the whole world. Okay,
and then the universe
Yeah,
smiles upon you.
with Leon
It's the first.
Bridges. That's a dope project.
You said what? Leon Bridges?
They have a project with Leon Bridges, and that's fine.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
Easily one of my favorite songs by them is Maria Tambien. That's the song I heard at the party, and that song was dope. It's a very good song.
Oh,
Very,
true.
I'll check
Titles,
that out.
so many mixes, but
yeah.
yeah,
It's
I know
the
the album.
perfect blend.
All right,
It's a
I
perfect
started
blend of
the first
everything.
album. It's already on in my list. I've already basically put it in my library.
Good. Good. So how when you do gigs, how do you get prepared to do gigs? Like, do you have like a way to prepare? Do you have a pre-game ritual, if you will, or pre-concert ritual you do before you go in? Or
Yeah. So basically, I like to be as relaxed as possible. I don't plan nothing else for that day, nothing extra. Like I don't care. Like 10 o'clock, and I'm only performing for like 15 minutes that whole day. I also like to vibe out, chill. I pray, like a meditation session in of some type of sort of something like that. Like whether it be like meditation or if I just go like a nature walk, or if I'm just doing like a quick yoga, something like that. And I try to make sure that I like reserve my energy as much as possible, so more conscious of it. Just not doing a lot of talking to other people, not being like on the phone and stuff. Just really being chill. And I'm doing better with getting dressed than when it's time for me to leave, so that way that anxiety is like out the door, because that'd be the only thing for real or something like that. So I've learned how to handle that. And no, I just I have my crystals with me or whatever, that whole type of vibe. That's about it.
do you have like songs you always go to when you perform, or do you switch it up every time?
I have songs that I perform usually like every time, because I like those songs too. And I know what it's like when you like go to see your artist and they like, why didn't you do my song? I'm also, because usually their favorite song is like my favorite song too. But I do like to switch it up, and it's more content and just different types of music and things of that nature. I've been like playing around and just experimenting. Sometimes I might do the same songs, but I'll do them. I might perform with a band or something like that. So I might have the song experience.
Do you prefer performing with DJ or live band as a performer? Which one do you think? Live band?
Mm-hmm.
Live band. What's the I was gonna say, because me not being I used to be a musician. That's how I met Anthony. We met in band. But I haven't like played an instrument in a very long time. So is there a difference? Like, is there a subtle difference between like obviously there's obvious difference, but what differences do you notice in between the two? Other than technological differences, because I know like your technology can break down. So what differences have you noticed between them?
For me, it's the feeling. It's a whole, like when you was just saying subtle difference. Like I cock my head to the side, like it's a major difference. Like even when I appreciate DJs. Like I appreciate show tracks. As far as when we talk about the budget, I appreciate a show track. I have to pay for each and every last one of those musicians. And I also like to get so even my show track, I like to get like a sound version. So even that show track is like with the guys playing it, you know, that's different. I do like that. That way when I'm performing, you actually get to hear my song, because that's the whole, if you don't have like the exact, like, you know, band, or like all of the instruments that are in that song, my song, but they're not hearing the song, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, versus you hear it on the radio all the time. So when you hear the live version, it's okay if it's different. You know the song, but I still need using the one that I've recorded. So I do like, you know, DJ. I like doing that for that reason. I say all that to say, when performing with the band, when I'm performing with my dudes, my homies, when they anything, you know, like, it's just a whole different vibe. We you can, like, you know what I'm saying? We all rock off of each other and vibe off of each other. It's like I don't things like, you know, when we freestyle and they just know certain pockets to go into, or they know I'm about to give him a look and he knows, or the drummer gonna do whatever, or it's like we're all one. I mean, it's like when the Power Rangers all got together and then they formed like this super field. When like
Yeah. I know.
There's no better feeling than when everything is in the right spot. As a musician, when you have that moment, it's just like, yo, we are really in this right now. And I get crazy excited when those moments happen. And that's why I love live bands so much. Like, I think the first concert I went to with the live band was my best friend dragged me to Richmond to go to Trey Songz concert.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't necessarily listen to Trey Songz like that, but he got a live band. So I was like, all right, cool. It is what it is. And I got there and I was just like, forget what's going on right now. I'm rocking with this band.
Yeah.
And that's why I love Smino's concerts so much. I've watched his concerts that have been on YouTube. And his band is like in the pocket the whole time. And then like the end of the concert, they got their little moment. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
This is why I want to see it.
Yeah. It's the difference that, like, that band element, live music. It's the different vibrations that you can feel when you have live music. That's why people literally, it's God is in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the energy that's coming through, and you can through you, but then to know that it's like it's synced up with the other band members, the way that the crowd responds. It's like we're all like one thing right now. You do get it with, you know, DJ and show tracks. Don't get me twisted. There's this, but it's just something different when it comes to that live energy. See, when I look over in the corner and maybe I'm feeling like whatever I'm feeling for a second, or I'm not even like here right now while I'm performing. You know what I mean? I'm going in and I look and I see my homeboy's face he be making while he playing the keys, or, you know, like that's a whole different vibe. And people feel that's what makes the music, the healing. That's what makes music. The force got to be responsible with that shit because it's powerful. It's powerful, you know.
Yeah. I love. If there's one thing I love watching like people do music, or just like for example, when I was younger, like I said, I played the drums, so I would love watching the drummer do his thing. But as I got older, I love watching everybody like play the way the piano. Like my boy plays the piano. I went to his church, watched him play the piano. I heard him sing, which was hilarious.
Don't talk about that.
Can you sing?
No.
Okay.
I tell people I can carry a pitch.
He can. No, I'll give him that. He can though. He can. I'll give him that. But
I can hear the note and I can sing the note. I can't guarantee it sounds good, but I'll be on the note.
To his credit.
Yeah, I sing. I'm trying to get people so I can back off and just focus on all the other stuff I do. But it is what it is.
to his credit,
Right.
he like he said, he can carry it. Like I'll give him his due. Like he did his thing up there when he had to do it. But I love like watching it all like move and like how it works, you know, and how like the process of it, you know,
Yeah.
because just especially with like especially in church when like y'all remember like praise breaks when it's like
Mhm.
you gotta when it's like
Oh yeah,
where
the most people
where
see
they
that.
got the keys going and the drummer is just rolling, you know, he's rolling off the
Yeah.
cymbals, and then the organ's just holding that note in the background, then
Yeah.
he switches it up. Y'all know you know what I'm talking about.
You already know I know.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Yeah.
so like that kind of feeling, like when I see that, I'm like, there's something special about that. You know, like I've always found that part of music amazing, and like I just saw a video yesterday. It was either early today or yesterday. It was this guy. He was playing the organ in his church. He had like just lost his wife, right? So he in church the next day. He's on the organ and he's going, just going. No, he's playing It Is Well with My Soul on the organ and just like powerful. It's probably I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna send it to
Right.
y'all because I
think I
hope
know
it like
that's someone too.
you think you do because I saw it on TikTok and I hope the thing about TikTok is if you don't like the video at that moment, it's gone.
No,
It's
I
just
hate
gone.
that because I found one and it won't let me like it. I was like, wait, now I can't find it no more.
Gone. Oh no, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, man.
Like I said, I probably saw it. If I haven't seen it, I'm on that side of TikTok anyway. So
Right. Yeah, but it was a really really good video though. It's a
Okay.
very good video. It was just very very powerful. You could feel like his
Yeah.
back, the guy's back was to the person recording, but you could see in like his body language that he was putting everything he had into it. You know,
Mm.
you can see like the emotions of the moment in his body, and like I was here for it. I love that. I love how. All right, has music ever made you cry?
Yeah.
Because never mind. Never mind. I was about to give away spoilers because for something, but
I told you. What did I say about musicians?
it's powerful. Oh, they have superpowers.
Yeah.
They do. They
I
do.
stand by
But
Yeah.
I never denied that. I never denied they didn't have superpowers. I never denied it. Although the way you went about explaining that they have superpowers is still the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
So
Okay.
I had a keyboard beside me, and in order to basically prove my point to Isaac, I began playing and yelling, "I have superpowers," while looking at him.
But the thing about it
You be
is he was playing like I have superpowers, and each note sounded like each note.
I played a different chord for every single thing I said.
Yes, he changed the key.
okay.
He took the key up higher and higher
Yeah.
as he was
Yeah.
saying it.
I'm
Which is
here. I'm here for it.
I can't believe you did that. Because I did. The thing is, I didn't expect him to do it. I didn't even know the keyboard was there. It's like he just turned to a side and just started playing. I said, "Where did you get a keyboard from?
Oh yeah, no,
Where
that's
did you get
funny.
that?" You know. But yeah,
Well, I don't have it on me right now, but yeah, I have
no.
another one.
Okay.
But still, like, you just turned into a side and started playing, and music started playing. I said, "Where did you just summon a keyboard out of thin air?" Yeah, but
Something.
no, but like I was saying before, Crown, like I was listening to Crown and I was like in a weird place when I first heard it by Kendrick Lamar. And like that song like almost broke me down. You know,
Yeah.
it really
That's
did
what
because that's what it
yeah,
did. Like it almost broke me down.
yeah. Yeah. And that's the art, that feeling that gets evoked. Like that's, yeah. I think music can help people, with, and that's what I was saying as early, about like those darker feelings and other things, and how somebody crying, they whatever, is helping them to get into some different emotions. But you need to be able to express and give emotions, not just the quote unquote happy ones, but the ones that everybody says it's okay to have. So helping people to get into that space of being able to get in touch with emotions or feelings or thoughts, think about. So I just feel like when you do that, just make sure you listen lighter after that. You know what I'm saying? Like listening to all of that for so long can push you in a certain place where you can just use it as literal medicine. You know what I'm saying? So
I found the video.
Oh, the one you playing the key?
And I know,
Here, send it to me.
the whole excuse of it's not the artist's job to raise the kids, but y'all still got to realize how strong music is. I will happily die on the hill that music is a legitimate superpower.
I can't believe you did this. I still can't believe you did this.
There's no way you're going to debate me and tell me that music is not being a musician. I have literal powers. Okay,
You did this.
Let's go.
I have literal powers.
Yeah. Plays the keys.
And I don't remember what we were talking about, but I'm pretty sure it was probably similar to what we kind of talked about earlier. And
with accountability,
it's something that I have been very adamant on, knowing about what I know about music and being in this space for how old am I now?
You were 29.
Almost 20 years. Almost 20 years of my personal life being around musicians all my life. I come from a family of straight musicians. One of my older cousins is a recording gospel artist. I have cousins that are rappers. It's just music all over the place, and we have one comedian.
I love it.
But yeah, like music is something I've always had a high respect for. I kind of wish, like, sometimes I wish I would have stayed with it, but then I think, in the realm that I was in it to a point, like part of me wishes I did follow Anthony into the band, but
you high school
band. But it's kind of hard. But that's kind of hard when you're raised by preachers. I
was raised by preachers.
Well, okay, but I'm saying, like, when you're raised by preachers, and in the sense that you're raised by preachers in the sense that, and then that projection is you're going to preach, so you gotta stay. It's like staying in the lane. You know what I mean?
Oh no, that was never put on me.
You know what I mean? It's like staying in the lane. Like you were staying in the lane. Yes, you were raised by preachers, but you found that lane of music. I was raised by preachers. I'm staying in the lane of, hey, preaching is gonna come, and it hasn't yet because because I'm still on that journey, But like, it's just,
hey, whatever happens for me. But I'm not pursuing.
Yeah, I'm just
You got to remember, I'm from a family of preachers just like you.
Yeah, so we know.
You see, let me see, my mom and one of her brothers, their father. I think all his brothers except for one. So,
yeah.
Oh yeah, family.
Yeah, and then let me see, both my parents. No, actually, when I think about it, was mainly just both my parents. My grandfather was a deacon. that's as far back as I can remember off the top of my head. But like, no, my parents took that and they've carried it. Like Derrick Henry and at the on 3rd and 1. That's how far they carried it. But you know, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. But
I feel like, you know, when you're a musician, you always a musician. It's just as you always can go back and do up, or it doesn't have to be something that like, oh, you missed it and that was gone.
one thing's for sure.
The great thing about music is I truly believe that if you really want to, you can learn music. Now, some people's going to take a lot longer to do, like playing piano. I've had people, and it's quite frustrating because I get people like, "Can you teach me a few things right now?" I'm like, no, it took me time to learn this stuff. You got to actually sit and work on it, getting the hand-eye coordination, all these other things. It's still stuff I'm trying to learn. Like, I see so many dudes that are younger than me is like, I'm here, and y'all all the way over here somewhere. Like, I'm out here running in place compared to y'all.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot to it, but it's not a situation where you can't learn. It just is if you are willing to have that patience and push yourself to it. I've seen people, and I marched in different state. I've seen people come in, not know how to play a single note. By the end of the season, they were solid.
Yeah, I think it's like with a lot of stuff. But yeah, I definitely think that with me, everybody in there. But I do think that there's a calling within that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be, you got it, and then you can refine that though, because it's like you can refine that, like what you're saying as far as putting the work in. You know what I'm saying, and refining it, but just have that natural born talent, and they just got to work at it. Whereas something else might come a little easier to them. So yeah, I dig that. Everybody should play like some type of instrument, just something. Like everybody, just learning how to do it in the most whatever way. For some people, it might be a tambourine or some maracas, but it was just saying instrument. You know, it just hit certain other parts of the brain. Like it allows for you to connect. So I definitely feel you.
I mean, I guess I would explain why I still keep my sticks around.
It's still in you.
Are those
feed that?
Did you buy them there, or is those just the same thing you had in middle school?
So these I had. So back in the day, our church had a marching band, was so big, and we had so many like youth in it. We had a marching band, and we actually marched in parades. Like we marched in NSU homecoming one time. We marched for like I think like the city of Portsmouth parade one time.
Probably a fishbowl.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. And I played I went in to play snare drum, but I was small and skinny and didn't have a lot of muscle on me.
You were very
carrying a snare drum, that man, I'm over here dragging it, so they just say, "No, you're gonna play something." You know, so but it worked. It worked. So, but anyway, these are the sticks, like the first pair of sticks I got, I ever got, along with the drum pad. I don't know where that is though. Wait.
Okay.
I don't think I know where that is. But yeah, these are the first pair of sticks I had. And like every now and then, if I hear like certain things, like I'll bring them out, you know, air drum a little bit.
See,
feels right. Just feels right, you know. No, there are some stuff I could kill though. Like you guys remember the show Jag? No,
so like a military show or something.
Yeah, it's like a show about military lawyers.
I ain't watch it though.
Well, they have a theme that has like a snare drum part in it. I would kill it. I could kill that if I had it, but you know. But yeah, but that's why I have them. That's why I have them. Yeah, kind of miss it. Well, anyway, At this point, I'm just glad my phone hasn't gone off doing this interview. So
I'm good. I'm
that is a good thing. Isaac has a tendency for his phone to go off during these.
oh no, not even this phone. Not this phone. Like the house phone will ring, and because it's like right here next to me, like it'll go off, and the mic will pick it up. I don't know if you saw that in the intro, but that is one of the few times that has happened.
I still got to go back to Duke's spot just to get a recording of that because that was.
Oh yeah, it happened like 3 times on that one, embarrassing me in front of that guy.
I in my car when I was listening.
But yeah, so
aren't you going to his podcast this week?
Yeah, we're supposed to. He's supposed to hit me up, but I haven't heard anything. I know we got him coming on for the end of the year podcast when it comes to wrestling. So we're gonna have him on for that. But we would certainly like to have the Sun with us again if she would like.
Definitely for the most definitely. We definitely are looking forward to doing a lot more interviews with local artists. Cool. I am one person that always says that Virginia especially needs to be more supportive of the local artists that we have, because you look at what we looked up to from our area growing up. You had Tim, you had Missy, Push, No Malice. So it was so much coming out of Virginia at one point. It feels like we haven't had that. Pharrell.
Yeah.
Rex Effect. Was Rex Effect from here? Or was they just at that one music video that was at the beach?
I know that Teddy Riley was in there, and I know that he's from Harlem, but then came here, so to speak, more so. So I don't know.
Because the video was on the Strip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. But Pharrell actually made that beat.
Yeah.
But he kind of apprenticing Teddy Riley, so Teddy Riley got credit for it, whatever. But say it now. Yeah.
So I think we should we have the talent in the area, whether it be from the 757 or it's another lady that is up in the northern part of Virginia that I'm definitely going to try to get up here. And she has an amazing voice. I met her at the Big Crit concert.
Okay.
And she's mad dope. Actually, her producer went to high school with us, and I didn't realize until we were talking. She graduated like 2 years before us. And so it all comes back around to how it's so much talent in the area that definitely needs to be pushed in this area.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And so we got one of them right here. She has all the tools. I know you definitely have all the tools to go for the stars, and I hope you get there. I'm on the train for wherever it goes. Definitely on the train.
I appreciate
so yeah. So again, thank you for joining us, for humbling us with your presence, gracing us with your presence. Where can our viewers find you if they wanna see more of your stuff?
You can find me on Instagram at simi.sun_, so at SUN_. You can also find me on YouTube at The World of Simi Sun, like vlog content, behind the scenes content, what else? I got the same thing. You can find me at Simi Sun up there, and I'm on so pretty much all those places. Anywhere you look at Simi Sun. You can also see some of my other comment when my name is Ashanti Bragg, so that's ASHANTI, and then last name. So you can find some previous performances and things of that nature, some videos and.
Right. Do you have any upcoming gigs we can promote?
I don't have anything upcoming that's set in stone. Got some things I'm talking about, but just keep rocking with me and vibing with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, we got
I'm excited about
100%.
this. Thank you. Yes, I'm working on a single and I'm working on a music project. Well, the single's already done, so we're creating my official first official music album. So that'll
Definitely. Well, like I said, you heard it here first. Simi Sun, local artist, talented, going for the moon. She ain't went. Notice when you say going for the moon, she's going for the moon. Not that shoot for the moon, land amongst the stars. No, she's going for the moon.
No, forget the stars.
And we're definitely forget the stars. You're going for the moon. And right
now.
But right here on the Unbounded podcast, we're fans. I'm a fan, and you a fan?
Yes.
All right. Well,
Yay.
you heard it here first.
Some new music that I'm about to check out. So
yeah,
I'm always looking for new artists to listen to.
Definitely.
One song you got that's streaming on all platforms right now. So that's Pay, and then EM, and then No Mind.
Noted. Like I said, tune in. Again, thank you for joining us. We look here if you're open to it, we like to have you back for our countdown at the end of the year, where we count down the 15 best albums of the year.
Let's do it.
So maybe compile your own list, and then we'll see.
That is
How about that?
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
I would like that.
So there you go, y'all.
Awesome. So
it is on all streaming platforms.
That's
Check it out.
what I like to say.
yeah, go for it.
Thank you.
Go for it.
So
So
thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
yeah, no problem. So with that being said, thanks to my boy Ant, thanks to our lovely guests. We will see y'all next time. Peace, love, and pop tart. Hey. No, I committed. I already committed. You
better say it right, okay?
I was on my way there, but you cut me off.
Okay, go for it. My fault. Gosh.
Okay. As always, thank you for joining. Again, as I was saying, thanks to my boy Anthony, the truth. Thanks, I'm the outlier. Thanks again to our lovely guest, Simi Sun. Peace, love, and Pop Tarts. And remember to drink water. I don't have any water because I just finished this Mountain Dew. But nonetheless, y'all be easy. Have a good night.
Peace.
Sliding it like a wet flow. Already fried from the get-go. Alligators look like gecko. Everything I do, they